everyone, Meli Guidance here. So I recorded lately a podcast episode answering a listener's question. So this person wanted to know if we can have parallel past lives. And actually, with that question comes the question, can we actually be incarnated in two bodies? So can our soul be incarnated in two bodies? So I decided to make this video available also for my YouTube listeners, and here is what I had to say. So from what my spirit guides are sharing with me, and from what I read from renowned psychics and from what I heard from many people who have had near-death experiences, yes, our past lives and our current lives do overlap. My guides call them actually parallel lives, and here's what happens. Our soul is able to be incarnated in two different bodies at the same time, but our soul isn't separated. It's not lessened. It stays whole in both bodies. You can think of it like droplets of water or rays of sunshine. The droplet of water is still entirely water, even if it got separated from the ocean, for example. And now you might wonder, why would our souls want to be incarnated twice at the same time? Well, that happens mostly in the case of old souls for two reasons. First, old souls have a lot of fears and challenges to overcome and karma to balance due to the high number of times they incarnated on Earth. And parallel lives in this case means hitting two birds with one stone. For this reason, the incarnated person is usually the incarnated persons, the two people are very different from each other, and they can work on different missions and challenges. So this is actually what your soul wants. It's like, okay, I'm going to quote unquote split, although it stays whole. And I know I need to work a lot on, asserting myself more. And I'm going to take a soul type, a leader soul type, and a performer soul type in this life. And it's all going to be about asserting myself more, putting myself out there, speaking up, leading people. And there might be another life going on at the same time. It's like, okay, I've got a huge fear of intimacy, and I'm going to work on that in the other life. So splitting up is kind of the way for an old soul to be working on many fears and challenges at the same time. And also, maybe people from your soul family there are a lot of them incarnating at the same time, and you have karma with different people who are going to be in different regions of the world. So you want to be in two places at the same time. So you are completely two different people with two different goals, challenges, missions, and personalities. Now, the second reason why this happens mostly in the case of old souls is because there is an imbalance of young souls and old souls, where there are too many young souls creating wars and trashing the planet. So we need more old souls on Earth to help raise consciousness and show the way. And now the big question: could we meet this other person sharing our soul, and what would happen? Would it create a glitch in the matrix? Well, it wouldn't, but honestly, we don't have much interest in meeting them. It's just not productive, and the spirit guides don't encourage it either. Some people call these two people from the same soul twin flames, which sounds very romantic, but in reality, the spirit guides say it wouldn't make a great relationship. What they actually said to me was, would you want to marry yourself? So there simply wouldn't be much growth if two souls incarnating together would join and form a couple. Now, when I do Akashic readings, parallel past lives do show up from time to time, but I don't go looking for them. It just happens. I just know there are parallel lives because the spirit guides share the time period for most past lives I channel. So for example, they will show me, okay, this is Spain in the mid 1800s. Another notion I would like to share is the idea that we live all our lives at the same time. My spirit guides explained to me that time is fluid, and so in a way, yes, we could see it like this, but on the earth plane, time is linear nonetheless. So time is linear for us when we are incarnated. Also, when it comes to healing past lives and ancestral lineage, an exercise they often give to my clients is to go and meet their past selves in meditation or their ancestors in meditation to reassure them, to thank them, or to free them, depending on the situation. So we can absolutely heal both our past selves, our current selves, and future generations. I would also like to touch on parallel dimensions here, which is not my specialty, but I do acknowledge it. So many people are convinced that there are versions of us in other dimensions. And my husband likes to joke that there is an evil version of us and a boring version of us somewhere. So if you have any opinions on the subject, I would be curious to know what your thoughts are. So feel free to write to me or comment if you are on YouTube. And if you are curious about past lives, that's actually my specialty. I'm a past life psychic, and we can absolutely go and ask about that in your Akashic Records. All right, this is it, everyone. If you liked this video, then you may very well like the Tea with Intuitives podcast, where we mostly answer people's question about spirituality, Akashic Records, soul journey, energy, healing, and so on. And so you can go and check that out. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. It's also on YouTube. So I'm going to link everything there. And if you have any questions you would like me to answer, write them in the comments and I might answer them in another video here or on the podcast. Thanks everyone. Bye.